My name is John Bode, and I am a pilot and aircraft commander for the EAA Foundation, the Experimental Aircraft Association, out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I have the opportunity to fly a Boeing B-17G, which is actually one of the last aircraft that was produced at the end of World War II. From 1941 to 1945, America produced 12,731 B-17s. The G model, which made up the majority of those aircraft, about 4,000, was the last production model. This aircraft, the aluminum Overcast, was actually built at the end of the war. She sat on the assembly line and then out onto the completion ramp, and her birthday is May 18th, 1945. She's truly just a princess, though, and what she represents for America and what America did at the time is insurmountable, and you just cannot quantify it. I want you to think about the era of 1945. World was at war all over. We had the European front and we had the Pacific front, and this aircraft flew in both theaters. She was the first aircraft to actually do precision, at what we called at the time, long-range bombing. And when she was produced, the plan was that the airplane could fly 1,000 miles and drop 6,000 pounds of ordnance. It took 10 men per aircraft to do that. When you go back and you start thinking about that era, we lost more men in just the 8th Air Force than we did all the Marines in the Pacific Theater. But it's not just about the war. That was an amazing time period. We go and we start thinking about 1941 to 1945. The industry in our country was being conducted by the women. They took over our workforce, and they made those aircraft to the point that they were rolling airplanes off the assembly line. So as I said, 12,731 Boeing B-17s. So let's think about the B-17G. You look at her, her nickname is the Flying Fortress. The reason is when they came up and they started looking at the airplane, the reporters of that era, they realized that it had guns all over the place. It had 13 machine guns and it looked like a fortress. So they started nicknaming it and they improved on it. As I said, the G model was the last variant. But most interesting thing, of the 400 changes that occurred from the A model through the G model, the majority of those were changed in the field. The soldiers, the airmen said, hey, we need to do this. They started mounting guns on the nose of the aircraft because they didn't like getting shot at. So the G model variant has chin turrets. Right? It also has little cheek guns off to the side, so we could thwart an onward attack. So everything, those 400 different change orders that came about, were done because the soldiers needed to do that and the generals listened to the soldiers at the time. And then we just had an amazing, again, production capabilities where we could change something and produce it. So why is all this important and why do I come out here and fly? Well, the Experimental Aircraft Association really has two missions. I'm out here to foster the development of aviation, and the way I look at that, that is multi-generational interest. So we talk to the World War II veterans, we bring them out, we try to help them do everything that we can, and any veterans because of what they've done for our country. And then we tie that to aviation and we really try to spark an interest in the younger kids. So we talk about math, sciences, and everything that's really involved, but we show them it's not difficult. And we spark that interest so we can start developing what our country needs, which is a young, youthful enthusiasm to get out there and learn about aviation. Think about the world today and how many people are involved in aviation or how many people just travel on it. So I've been sitting here talking the whole time about the B-17, but what we really need to do is get in and go fly. So come on with me.
All right.
Before we start ripping it up.
Okay.
I'll help.
Okay.
You want a quick turn?
Yeah, we'll do the short one.
Ready?